It's Monday. It's morning.
And it's your boy Macabre.
My boy.
My boy. Welcome to Monday Morning Macabre. Another hot episode coming at you. That will be
Dude.
released on Monday, as opposed to like yesterday when I realized I didn't hit publish on the episode.
That was a bit of a oopsie whoopsie on our part, listener.
Listen, oopsies happen, whoopsies happen, and sometimes you get lucky, and oopsie whoopsies happen.
We actually have so much respect and admiration for moms out there that we decided to drop it on Mother's Day.
We said we got to hold this one. Hold up.
Have we thought about the moms?
We have not thought about the moms enough on this show. And as somebody who knows a mom closely,
oh yeah, tell Jaybird I said Happy Mother's Day.
Oh, I will. She'll be like, "Oh, that beautiful boy." Did you do anything special for Mother's Day?
100-year-old baby boy. I just got breakfast with my mom. Classic stuff.
Helped
her do some stuff around the house.
Eggs Benny?
Dude, no, dude. That's something like a captain in a Civil War would order, dude. Nah, it was
Benedict, but he's nice now.
We like this from this bakery. These like giant blueberry muffins that have cream cheese in the middle, and they're fucking amazing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, they it's basically cake.
Yeah, sounds yummy. Would you say that they slap? I'll start simple.
Yeah. I'd give him a slap.
He admits it. Cool.
This is a safe space. I'd say yeah.
Yeah. So this is a big week for the Darce because it's Mother's Day, my wife's 30th birthday, and our anniversary.
Oh man, you guys get them all out of the way at one point, huh? And then is it your birthday is like right around Valentine's Day, so you guys just bunch and crunch, dude.
Yeah, we actually Nestle they hit us up back in like '98.
Oh man,
and they're like, hey, you guys got a product idea? And we're like, do we ever?
Evil shit, dude.
Bunch of crunch, baby. So we're going down to a little vacation spot today, and we're gonna be. It's kind of like a everything combined celebration.
Nice. I always forget Jenny's like a smidge older than me.
Yeah, she's so old. You know. That's what you're trying to say, isn't it? You're trying to say
she comes off youthful. I'm surprised every time.
She is. You know, that's what I say. I say you look. Everyone. What I like to do.
Still so much hope in your eyes.
Well, every time it's her birthday, I like to tell the waitress or the waiter or the waitress at the restaurant. I'm like, just so you know, it's my wife's 18th birthday today, and they get like so excited. They think it's so.
They
cool.
call people.
Yeah, everyone comes over to the table.
It always causes a stir.
Yeah, it causes a big scene, and I'm like, hey, it's your birthday. Don't you want everyone?
That's a great joke for television. Like a guy who's trying to make his wife feel younger.
She just turned 18. Everyone's like, yo, God. So that's the super fun adventures of Darce this week.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty sick. The Celtics are the balls, it appears.
They are. They're back. They're the balls.
We always cover local sports at the beginning of the show and what's going on.
I was sweating there, but then they ended up being the balls. So
and then for no other reason. So that's good.
Fantastic.
Anything else interesting happen to you this week, Scony? Do we have any other?
I fucked up my back.
How'd you do it?
Carrying
the team?
Yes, as always. No, I was at the gym and I was like, oh, that feels a little weird. And then I went home and I slept. And the next morning I was like, that's more than weird.
Yeah, you don't. That's why I don't sleep. I don't want that. The ghouls catch up to you when you're not moving.
It's the cousin of death. Dude.
Yeah, honestly.
And then our buddy asked me to be his best man. So
what? Wait, who? I didn't know this.
DeRoos.
Whoa, poggers.com/sheesh.
So that's pretty rad.
That's cool.
What else happened in my life?
Also, fuck him.
Celtics
fuck Darius.
Hurt my back. Oh, yeah. Fuck Darius.
But I'll be your best man. It's really funny that the guy that we said fuck Darius about in like season 1 every episode turned out to be.
He's a simp.
Yeah, honestly, dude. He's just trying to get some of that Monday Morning Cop bump.
And then Mother's Day, Celtics of the balls, hurt my back.
Hey,
no, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
That's a good summary of the scones week, dude. Oh, and it's hot as fuck, and there's pollen everywhere.
Yeah. I'm starting to get a little sick. My son sounds like a RoboCop. I don't know what that means, but I think people get the idea.
Pre-crime? A lot of pre-crime talk in the
house. So yeah, that's a lot of pollen.
Is that RoboCop? Am I thinking of a different movie?
I don't. You say
pre-crime movie.
You say pre-crime? Oh, the one where he's like, we can detect when it's going to happen or whatever.
Yeah, but then like the ethics of that.
I think that's like RoboCop. The government today.
Like is that Minority Report?
I honestly don't know. I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the difference.
Users write in.
ChatGPT. Who's that?
When I say users, listeners write in. Sorry.
Users of our podcast. So yeah, that's the stuff hostess. And I mean I got something interesting to talk about this week if we wanna,
I would love that. The only other thing I'm anxious about is I turned on my computer this morning and it was humming like a car.
Okay.
I was like, that's not great. And I forgot to put gasoline in my computer.
You make my gasoline for you.
Exactly. Like it sounded like one of your hot cars, Phil. Exactly like that. I'm not even kidding. Exactly like that. I was like, that's a computer though.
Phil, do you own a computer?
Yeah, I own a PC.
I barely caught that.
I think he said I own a PC, but it came out like
not a Mac. He's not a Mac guy.
No, are you? Yeah, are you PC only, or are you just?
Yeah. I like the customization of the PC.
I was gonna say, Phil seems like the kind of guy who likes to rip it open and juice it up.
Yeah,
inside.
exactly. He likes to puts a Hemi in that bad boy.
His thing's water cooled for sure.
Anyway, today scones.
Yeah,
we're talking about a little sweetie patootie named the Mongolian Death Worm.
Ayo. Starring Timothy Chalamet.
Starring Tim Allen. All right, band. Please get us out of here. So, Mongolian Death Worm.
Yes,
this is one
of my favorite episodes of SpongeBob.
One of my favorite kind. One of my favorite kind of death worms. Maybe top.
Dude, okay,
3.
Top 3 worms.
Top 3 worms
in movie, or real life.
Tremors worms. Coming in at number 1 spot.
That's a great one.
Yeah,
good job.
Thank you so much. Number 2. Toby Keith. Number 3, the Mongolian Death Worm.
Yeah,
we got him.
Okay, mine are number 1 are those giant black and white worms from Beetlejuice.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one. Ooh, that should be number 2. Toby Keith's got to take a back seat.
2 is the species of ribbon worm in the ocean that fence each other with their penises.
Okay, the bro worms.
Well, they have both male and female organs, so they fight with their penises, and then the winner gets to be the male, and the loser has to be the female.
Yeah,
in the interaction there. Google it. I'm not making that up. And then 3rd has got to be Dennis Rodman, the worm.
Oh, the worm. Okay, great. I'm glad we've gone through that. This is
Dune notably left out. Absolute snub of.
I don't know what Dune is. That sounds like what is that, like one of these newfangled movies? I haven't seen that.
Dune and the Sarlacc Pit both got left out.
Dude, I mean, you go to a desert planet called Arrakis, you expect me to pay attention? Boo.
Boo, I'm sick of deserts.
They're not the balls.
I am kind of sick of Star Wars deserts. Every show they make takes place
just Tatooine.
And I'm like, all right, are we gonna leave? There's like the whole point of the show is that there's amazing places to go.
It gets interesting because there's junkers, and you're like, okay, this is not. This is all the same.
Old rusty robots. Whoa.
So this is an all that's interesting article by Natasha Ishak.
Yes,
Natasha
Ishak herself, dude.
Meet the Mongolian Death Worm.
I'm trying.
Okay, well, let me fucking introduce you.
Let me in.
The cryptid armed with spikes, venom, and electric shocks. Pretty cool arsenal of weapons.
Venom, and electric shocks.
Spikes, venom, electric shocks.
Electric shocks.
Though it has never been photographed, people
True.
keep reporting sightings of the 5-foot death worm lurking in the Gobi Desert.
Dude, whatever. I'm rarely photographed. It's fine.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I lurk.
It's whatever, dude.
According to sightings, the Mongolian death worm is a long, sausage-like sandworm, which, amen to that.
That's going to be me at the beach this summer, baby.
Yeah, I'm going to get arrested and the police report's going to read a long, sausage-like sandworm was...
Keeps burying himself under the sand and catching seagulls.
Dark red in color with spikes jutting out of both ends of its shapeless body. Using venomous spit strong enough to corrode metal or electric shocks powerful enough to kill an adult human, these alleged deadly worms are said to live below the sands of the Gobi Desert.
Dude, they gave it so many weapons.
Yeah. They being God.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.
Jesus. Making Mongolian death worms. Where's your God's plan for that?
So on the seventh day, there was a little more than just rest, baby.
I'd love to hear the Pope try to explain these.
Legends circulate freely about these monstrous worms, but no one has ever come forward with proof of seeing them firsthand. This is the true story behind the rumored Mongolian death worm. Death worm.
I knew you were going to do it. Called for it.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
Same wavelength, dude. Let's get this. This episode's going to be sick.
It's going to be pissed.
We got a great one for you tonight.
We got a great show for you tonight. The Mongolian death worm is an infamous creature whose legend lives in secondhand accounts that have been passed down for generations. Mongolians' nomadic tribes called it Algoi Korkoi, which translate roughly to intestine worm, due to its alleged
name.
Yeah,
Algoi Korkoi is the one.
Hi, I'm Algoi Korkoi. Nice to be. I'm very much not an alien.
I'm just a human guy.
I'm a local vacuum salesman, Algoi Korkoi.
Let's drink water and eat carbon.
Due to its alleged resemblance to the inside of a cow. So, very cool. The worm-like creature with blood-red skin is said to reach up to 5 feet in length.
Blood-red skin makes it very much scarier to me. I don't know why. I pictured it like a pink-brown color.
No, it's red. It's red with, like, scary teeth.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's a good descriptor of the teeth. But it is nothing like your average worm. The Mongolian death worm is believed to possess some distinctly terrifying features. As British biologist Carl Schuker noted of the legendary creature in the book The Unexplained, an illustrated guide to the world's natural and paranormal mysteries.
Man, illustrated?
Yeah, it's
That's
illustrated.
my kind of book,
It's actually, well, you might like the special edition, The Unexplained, an illustrated / pop-up guide to the world's natural.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so you might...
Can it have like that small piece of electronics on the right-hand side where I press the button and it makes the noise of the creature?
Also, the front is holographic, and it's a snowman, then a scary snowman.
And it has to run out of batteries like the second time I use it.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I think we figured it out.
Book sounds sick.
Let me hit up a supplier, and we'll get this made.
Prize.
It's going to win a Caldecott for sure. The Mongolian death worm is believed to possess spike-like projections at both ends of its body. It is also said to have formidable ways of attacking humans or other animals. The worm can purportedly spit corrosive venom or shoot out a powerful shock, electrocuting its victim.
How do you think the worm decides?
I think it's... Yeah, do you think it flips a coin?
Fuck up this horse today.
Legend has it that these terrifying creatures spend most of their time hidden underneath the sandy dunes of the Gobi Desert, but they often surface during the wetter months of June and July. If a local should happen upon this creature, they know to steer clear. Yeah, you don't have to tell me to steer clear of this thing. If I see a 5-foot worm shooting venom and like...
Hey, I've been around, okay? See that giant worm with spikes?
Yeah, you're going to want to avoid it.
You don't want to avoid it because it's either going to try to cook you in acid like ceviche or it's going to try to electrocute you like a fucking air fryer, dude. So stay out of there.
The Mongolian death worm, for all the stories of its deadly projectile and grisly appearance, has to this day never been photographed, but not due to lack of effort. Curious researchers and intrepid adventurers have combed the Gobi Desert in search of the legendary creature.
Dude, we need a Travel Channel show. I'll keep saying it, dude.
Finding Death Worm.
One of you listeners has an uncle that works at the Travel Channel or Nat Geo or something or Discovery and needs to give us a travel around the world. We'll give Darce like a ton of anesthetics to get on those planes.
Yeah.
And we will just fucking find these.
Baby, we
awesome
got
things.
real death worms of the Gobi Desert. Come on.
That would be sick.
Be sick.
Sick.
So, curious researchers and intrepid adventurers have combed the Gobi Desert in search of the legendary creature, most famously Czech cryptozoologist Ivan McCurl, one of the foremost investigators of the mysterious animal, traveled to Mongolia.
McCurl, dude.
Yeah, McCurl. What about like Goigi Korgo or whatever his name was?
Oh, yeah, all of them. All the above.
He traveled to Mongolia 3 times in search of the worm in 1990, 1992, and 2004. McCurl first heard of the death worms as a boy from the work of paleontologist Ivan Yefremov.
Of course,
as we all know. We've all read Yefremov's Bible. In college, after he met a Mongolian student who believed in the worm, he became obsessed. Bum, bum, bum. Sounds like he had a crush,
I wish we had more weirdos like this.
Yeah.
Instead of like the people who like write manifestos and do like really scary shit like we see here, I wish they were just like, there's a giant worm in that desert.
Yeah, you guys want to find mole people and fight worms that spit acid? And everyone's
I'm like, yup.
Yeah, sign me up.
Even if that's not real, today's going to be more fun than it would have been.
This is a different day. He combed through Mongolian literature to find more clues about the death worm and was finally granted permission by the government to conduct research where he was in his late 40s.
I love when it goes this deep, dude.
Yeah, the government's involved now, baby.
I also don't know. That's a big blind spot in my education is anything about modern or even in like the last couple hundred years, Mongolia. Post Mongolian Empire Mongolia, I know nothing about.
Post Mongolia, Empire Mongolia. Yeah. Hey, you know?
Hey,
whoa. Hey, whoa, hey.
Nice hat.
Hey. Yeah, I don't know anything.
Really good. One, you do a really good impression of that part, and
just
it's amazing that that's all you need to know exactly.
Yeah, so everyone's like,
is
that Rodney? Did Rodney just get on the bike?
Again, we might be dating ourselves, or we might just be like comedy nerds.
Are we?
And people are like, "Who the fuck is that?"
I mean, we were kind of after Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah, but this is that Carlin thing we talked about like a while ago. Remember?
Yeah, that's true.
Like kids today might not know who Rodney Dangerfield is,
or
they
absolutely do not know who Rodney Dangerfield is,
and they listen to his comedy and be like, "That's appalling."
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, this is horrible. This is incredibly like sexist, misogynistic." Like,
it is, but he was really funny in Caddyshack.
Yeah, he was. Hey, that was the time, man. That was what they were doing back then.
And he's funny in the episode of The Simpsons where he voices Mr. Burns' long lost son.
So, I got some bad news scones. You know how we were ragging on Dune earlier?
Yeah.
Inspired
Dune about to Dune us? Yeah, I was not ragging on Dune. You
were saying this is a trash literature / film.
No, I think it's sick. And also, if anyone here ever like watches Dune or reads Dune, you realize how much George Lucas blatantly ripped it off for Star Wars.
This is mine now.
Like, not even. I watched it. I became completely disillusioned with Star Wars. I was like, what? All of this is just ripped off, dude.
Hey, sometimes you got to rip, dude.
Frank Herbert should have came with his fucking big boy fists and punched
Georgie Porgy
right in
his pudding pie.
Right in his pudding. Right in his pudding pie.
So inspired by Frank Herbert's 1965 sci-fi novel Dune, which features giant sandworms that are attracted to rhythmic vibrations, McCurl's expedition team tried different ways to project vibrations underground during their search for the Mongolian Death Worm. So they were like, hey, you know that very true novel? Let's do what they did.
Get Frank Herbert on the phone.
Hey.
This is
said he's out busy punching Georgie Porgy's pudding pie. One of the team's contraptions was a motor-generated thumping machine.
Wait. Hold on. I'm checking Amazon right now.
Scones is like
machine.
Prime delivery. One of the so the motor generated thumping machine. Make sure you include motor generated because you don't want to get like
found one,
solar powered thumping machine.
I found one. The Mega Easy Thump, dude.
Today's sponsor. Oh man.
And then another one that's just like basically a bass drum. I mean a bass bass drum, sorry.
That's sweet. How much does the thumping machine cost?
The Mega Easy Thump?
Yeah.
It's not listed, so I'm guessing very expensive.
It's infinite money.
The 12 kilovolt one is $14,000, dude.
Dude, we could be thumping for a low payment of $14K.
Dude, you gotta walk into the place with $15,000 just to thump. That's nuts.
So they bring a thumping machine.
Yeah, and what, diamond watches too? God damn.
But alas, their efforts proved fruitless, and McCurl concluded that the creature must be a myth. While McCurl's expeditions failed to discover sound proof of the animal, they did not provide most of the modern research material related to the Mongolian death, or they did provide most of the modern research material related to the Mongolian death worm. Subsequent expeditions to hunt down the sand beast continue today. So let's talk about some theories behind the legend, Scony.
Dude, do you think like the budgeter was mad that they spent a thump on it and didn't get any evidence?
They're like, listen, you asked our friends and family to invest in your Mongolian trip. We gave you $16,000. You spent 14 of that on a thump.
Can you imagine being the Mongolian government and being like actually considering the fact that there's
somebody had to sign off on this.
Giant killer sandworms out there, and you're like, well, that's just a problem that we as a country, like Australia has sharks and spiders, and we have giant venomous electric worms, and we got to learn more. And I take this as completely true.
And I, the president of Mongolia,
I missed the Mongolia.
Decree that your expedition is a go, baby.
Let's see, who's the president of Mongolia right now? Give a guess, Stars.
Gogo Koigi or whatever his name was.
They also might not be a democracy. I cannot pronounce his name.
Wow.
There's so many letters.
Well, we wish him the best.
But it is
a
president.
Then we don't like him.
He was also a wrestler.
Oh no, we're going down death wormhole.
No, you don't understand. I'm gonna, after this, we're done recording this episode, I'm gonna go learn everything about Mongolia, everything about modern Mongolia.
All right. So, although the legend of the Mongolian death worm remains strong among locals, its existence has yet to be corroborated by physical evidence or research. Zoologist Roy Chapman Andrews was the first Western researcher to take note of the legend. He learned about the elusive sand creature from the Mongolian officials before his pioneering expedition to document Mongolian wildlife. In his 1926 resulting book, On the Trail of Ancient Man, Andrews wrote, "Then the premier asked that, if it were possible, I should capture for the Mongolian government a specimen of the Allegorhai Horhai. None of those present, as you would, none of those present had ever seen the creature, but they all firmly believed in its existence and described it minutely. The premier said,
if you were in the military in China and you had to fictionally invade another country, would you rather find yourself paratrooping into a desert of horrifying sandworms or the Appalachian Mountains with all of its nonsense and hillbillies?"
Oh boy. I choose death worm, please.
Death worm over eldritch horrors and hillbillies.
Yeah, I don't need be like, oh, you looked at the lonely trail boy. Well, that's your last minute of life. You know what I mean? It's always some weird oh, you're not allowed to make eye contact with the the werebeast of the Appalachian Trail or whatever. So I'll take the sandworms, which at least I'll know they're coming because I'll see the vibrations in the sand.
True. All right, write in, listener. What would you prefer if you had to paratroop into invading one of those countries?
So this anecdote about the Mongolian death worm is merely a footnote in Andrew's book. Scientists dismiss cryptids like the chupacabra and the yeti as urban legends due to lack of scientific evidence.
Boo.
But there is boo indeed. but there is a possibility that such a creature like the Mongolian Death Worm might exist. After all, even Jane Goodall, one of the foremost primate experts in the world, said she was open to the possibility of Bigfoot.
That's amazing.
Which I didn't know, but
fucking Janie's in there, dude.
Janie Good.
And then who's the Gorillas in the Mist lady?
I mean, that isn't Jane Goodall the gorilla lady? What is the gorillas in the
there's three very famous female ape scientists. Jane Goodall was chimpanzees. There's one that did gorillas, and I can't remember her name, and one for orangutans. I can't remember the other two name, and I used to know. I used to be somebody. But that's amazing that she was like, yeah, why the fuck not? Do it. I don't care. I like to think they stopped her outside a grocery store. She's like, I don't fucking, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure. It could be real. Why?
Get out of my face.
I need to go home. I've got 4 gorillas with me, please.
I got 3 chimpanzees roasted in the car right now.
They're in baby seats, turned backwards.
Jane Goodall, great scientist, terrible mother.
That's
Tonight
our comic
on 60 Minutes.
Yeah. The Gobi Desert.
That's not real. I hope Jane Goodall never hears that.
Yeah,
Is
I hope
she alive?
I don't think so.
Okay, keep going. I'll look it up. I'll fact check. We gotta have like a fact check at the end
No,
of
she's
the
alive.
episode.
Yeah, she's 88. She's 88. She's good.
Heck yeah.
All right. The Gobi Desert is a vast region that spans the territory of 500,000 square miles of rough terrain, making the existence of undiscovered animal species very likely. Additionally, there are worm species that have been known to live in sand instead of soil, like the giant beach worm in Australia. Moreover, in worms, the circulatory system functions by absorbing oxygen through their skin and carrying it through their body, which would allow them to grow up to large sizes like the death worm's purported 5-foot length. Yeah,
wait, they're only 5 feet?
Yeah, they're not like 100 feet.
Okay. That changes everything.
I mean, it still shoots venom and can electrocute.
I definitely would rather paratroop here. I mean, yeah. Electrocuting or burning to death through acid's pretty awful, but
5 feet's nothing.
But
they're not getting any Tinder dates, so like.
Well, if there was like 10 of them, I'd be like, that's horrifying. Like they just rip you apart. But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if it's a single guy.
And I can square up, and I got him beat on the low post. Like.
So nobody has been able to capture photographic proof of the Mongolian death worm. So how did the legend come to be? There are a few explanations that could be at play. The first theory is that these accounts might actually be true, but like most stories passed orally for generations, they have become greatly exaggerated. The English translation of death worm from its original Mongolian name is also misleading, and experts believe if such a creature existed, it may be a type of reptile, not a soft, wriggly worm. Either the worm lizard, which looks like a large limbless worm that burrows underground and grows up to several feet, or a type of sand boa snake could have originally inspired the death worm lore. No matter how the legend of the death worm began, cryptid researchers have not given up hope that someday they will unearth it.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, that's the death worm. Yeah, it's probably a snake or some other similar creature that back in the day they were like, yo, you ain't gonna believe this. Actually, snake also makes sense given the venom aspect.
So it's like the sea monster effect where these guys are probably dehydrated and overheating like sailors at sea, and then they see a fish that's like 5 feet long, but their mind's like it was 20 feet long.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's it's basically how all legends happen. Is that they can't, someone probably like they probably just saw a snake, made like a high pitched like scream, and then and everyone was like, that was embarrassing, and they're like, no, it was a 5-foot death worm. I swear, I'm like, it was just like a masculinity thing.
All
probably.
Guys trying to seem tougher in front of women.
Honestly, probably like 80% true. They probably come back from their adventure and they're like, you wouldn't believe what I saw out in the desert.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, Gorgol Korgoy, or whatever. You are magnificent.
You magnificent beast.
You sweet, sweet son of a gun.
Nah, I like to think the worm's still out there. Spitting.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, spitting bars, cooking.
This motherfucker's spitting.
So yeah, the Mongolian death worm. Pretty interesting cryptid. I love me a good cryptid, and this is a good cryptid.
All right, I got a little fact check. I'm going to start doing at the end episodes, like, how some podcasts do, like, fact check or, like, take-backs or whatever.
Yeah, just be the Ben
Diane
Shapiro.
Fossey is the Gorillas in the Mist. And then Beirut Galdikas is the female scientist with orangutans. And those are the holy trinity of primatology.
If you bring them together and they touch hands, they form into one
they're
giant
winning
mecha.
all championships. Yeah, big three, baby.
Becomes like a Voltron situation where they become a giant gorilla researcher.
Yeah, a giant
primate
super
researcher.
ape.
They become Bigfoot. Holy shit, we figured it out.
Oh my god, we did it.
We did it. We solved
with their
Bigfoot.
powers combined.
Yeah,
no
Jane Goodall's dude. Yeah, I was gonna say she's being a little like a little kind of tease, being like, "Oh, it might exist."
I don't know. I've never seen it.
So yeah, that's the Mongolian Death Worm listeners. We hope you enjoyed the elusive Death Worm's story here today.
Dude, that's a great cryptid.
It's solid, right? It's a good one. It's not a frogman with a wizard hat, but it's up there.
No, that frogman who's like
the Loveland frogman is still a top tier cryptid.
Yeah, when he's like he tells you to wait so he can pull out his wand.
Yeah,
he's like, don't go anywhere.
But if you like what you're hearing, share it with a friend. Hit us up on Twitter, MMMacabrePod, Instagram, Monday Morning Macabre, and visit MondayMorningMacabre.com for all your merch and Patreon and all that jazz. And if you like, if you want to be a friendly guy or gal, give us a 5-star rating. We'd appreciate it. It helps us find more other eyeballs to listen to. You know what I mean?
Gotta get those eyeballs on this podcast.
Yeah, we're trying to get those eyeballs to listen to. And besides that, I love you all so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.